Imagine you are an emotional emergency button. Every time the world feels lonely, bored, or broken, they press you. And every time, you respond. You explain, you soften your edges, and you provide a performance you never auditioned for. You think this makes you kind. You think it makes you necessary. But in reality, you are becoming a tool. You have become predictable. And in a world that thrives on control, everything that is predictable becomes a target for manipulation. One day, without a formal announcement or a dramatic exit, you simply stop. You retire from the performance with no severance package. You don't block them. You don't call them out. You just become unavailable. And suddenly, the world around you goes into a crisis. People who once had instant access to your energy start scrambling because they can no longer own your emotional triggers. They are not used to your silence. And that silence is beginning to say everything louder than your words ever could. This is not a game of playing hard to get. This is the hidden psychology of gaining power by choosing yourself. We are conditioned from childhood to believe that our worth is measured by our accessibility. We wear a mask, what Carl Jung called the persona, to be accepted and recognized. But while you are busy standing at the center of everyone else's stage, you are slowly disappearing from your own. Every forced yes and every immediate response is a leak in your psychic energy. You are no longer a person. You are an emotional rag used to wipe up others' messes until you are too damp to be useful. Then you are tossed aside. True power begins when you realize your energy is a closed system. Jung observed that a healthy mind knows how to keep that energy inside. But most of us are running internal marathons, trying to guess which version of ourselves will be the most liked. We abandon ourselves to maintain peace outside, only to create a silent war within. We have been lowering our price just to stay affordable to people who were never ready to invest in anything real. When you withdraw, you finally see the truth. You see who is irritated by your boundaries and who tries to provoke you just to elicit a reaction. This is priceless information. It reveals that they never wanted you. They only wanted what you provided, the validation, the distraction, the comfort. Your unavailability is a threat because it forces them to look at their own internal noise. You are no longer serving as their convenient mirror. This process is what Jung called individuation. The movement from living a role to living as a self. It requires what some call sacred isolation. It is a time to sit in the darkness and watch as the world eventually comes to you. In the quiet, you begin to hear the voice that has been drowned out by the external noise of parents, teachers, and peers. Robert Greene warns that if you are replaceable, you will be replaced. Your power does not lie in being like everyone else. It lies in your uniqueness, your weirdness, and the strange quirks that make you one of a kind. Start treating your presence as an expensive asset. Protect your mornings. Stop waking up like a firefighter rushing into other people's chaos. When you speak, let it land with weight. Learn to run an internal board meeting with the different voices in your head, the visionary, the operator, and the protector, so that fear is no longer the one making the decisions. Become the chair of your own board. As you stop being available to everything, you become magnetic to the right things. You are no longer moving out of desperation. You are moving out of direction. You are not ghosting. You are outgrowing conversations that loop in circles. People will say you've changed. They will say you're cold. But you're not cold. You're just clearer. You've simply stopped offering your soul to people who only knew how to touch the surface. The real shift isn't in how others treat you, but in what you no longer tolerate. You have stopped being a customer service representative for everyone's emergencies but your own. You have realized that peace is not found in proving your worth, but in finally remembering it. You are not disappearing into the shadows. You are finally arriving as your full, unattainable self. You do not need the room to clap for you to keep dancing. You have seen yourself, and that is the part they never expected. Your peace is no longer up for negotiation. From this moment on, you don't owe that version of you to anyone who didn't make room for it.